Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, so by request, I am here to show you once again how to highlight and contour your face, get a nice complete look using 3 shades of mineral powder and a retractable kabuki brush. I'm really excited to show this to you. It's simple, it's easy, anybody can do it. And I'll also be telling you everything else that I'm wearing on my face for those who are interested. You can find me online at www.powderinkbeauty.com. That's INC. Or you can find me on Instagram at @ Powder Ink Makeup. So not only do I do makeup, but I also help people with skincare. And what I'm finding is that as people are getting more beautiful skin, this is the prettiest skin I have had in decades. And so a lot of my clients and customers are experiencing the same thing, is that they don't need to wear a lot of makeup. One, they don't want to wear makeup anymore. And so a lot of us are just going to a light mineral powder. And what is the benefit of this? Why? Well, because it's actually super important. Mineral powders or foundations, things like that have that SPF, they act differently than the SPF lotion you're putting on, than the SPF liquid foundation you're putting on. Mineral SPF uses titanium or my mind just went blank. Zinc. Sorry. It uses either titanium or zinc. Now what this does is it actually reflects the sun's rays completely, so they don't have to, they don't get into the skin at all. Regular cream SPFs, they still allow the rays to absorb into the skin. And what happens is that those UVA rays get into the skin and they actually break down collagen and elastin. So not only are we protecting from harmful rays that lead to cancer and things like that, we're actually protecting our face from aging. And this is why I'm excited about this. So that's the importance of using a mineral powder on top of whatever you're doing, whether it's plain skin or it's a liquid foundation or whatever. This is why you want to be doing this every day, putting this on before you go out. It will reflect the rays, they won't even get to your skin, and it's activated immediately. Whereas when you're using a cream or a lotion, you actually have to wait 30 minutes before you go outside for it to activate and really be working. So if you put it on and go outside, your skin is not protected from the sun. All right. Let's get started. So I'm going to show you today how I do that because a lot of people just kind of use one color and put it all over, and maybe not super flattering. I mean, it's fine, but for those who want to know how to look a little extra with it, that's what I'm going to show you. So first of all, when I do makeup, any type of makeup, whether I'm wearing a liquid or just my daily mineral powders, I always do my eye makeup first. That way you can just wipe everything out if you don't have to worry about having any fallout, and then you can do your face. So I have done my eyebrows, and I know people are going to ask questions along the way. So I use an eyebrow pencil from MAC Cosmetics and it's in the color Fling. So I just filled with that quickly. I used Smashbox Jet Set Waterproof Liner to tightline under my lashes, like in the roots of my lashes. That's the only liner that I have on. I used Bad Gal Mascara by Benefit and my MAC eyelash curler. And then I just used some Makeup Forever eyeshadows and different things just in different shades. Okay, so the first thing you want when you're gonna do your mineral makeup is you wanna have 3 shades. So you wanna have a light, a medium, and a dark. And that's gonna be different depending on how, what skin tone you are. And so the next thing you want to get 3 shades, at least 2. 3 is even better, but not everybody. If you're a little darker, you might not need 3, you might just need 2. And so just depends. And then the next thing you want to get is you want to get a retractable kabuki brush. And that's what it's called if you search online, retractable kabuki brush. Kabuki brushes do work best for these types of things. And the reason why you want a retractable one, why this is so great, is because you can control the density and the amount of product that you're putting on, which is really fantastic. So when you want to put more on, if you have a shorter bristle brush that's firmer, you can really pack product on, which is what I'm going to show you to do in the center of your face to highlight. And then when you want to just blend all over the face, you can slide it down, and then you have way more give, and you can just buff and blend really softly. Does that make sense? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to retract it quite small, and so it's short. And I'm going to take my light color mineral powder, and get my mirror here, and I don't want to get that in your way. And I'm going to pack this under my eye, like this. And I'm actually going to do it like in a triangle under my eye. So this whole area in here is what you kind of want to brighten. So I'm going to pack that under there. Okay. I'm going to do the other side. Okay. You can also highlight in the center of your forehead if you wanted to, like even down the bridge of your nose and your chin area. Kind of imagine like a diamond in the center of your face going out to the edge of your eye and coming in. That's kind of where you're going to do your highlighting. So I'm also going to do some in here. Like that. So again, I'm packing it a little bit more because I want it to just be a little bit heavier in that area. Okay. Do you have any areas that maybe are a little pink or something? And then I'm going to slide it down and just kind of like dust off. And I'm going to use my medium color. I technically could put light all over my face, but I like to pretend I'm darker than I am. Okay, so now I'm going to take, with it slid all the way down, and I'm going to take this medium color all over my face. So kind of everywhere else, but don't go over the area that you highlighted if you used a different shade for that. So just kind of leave that where that is, if that makes sense. And you can mix your colors too. So like maybe you're right in between a light and a medium of whatever colors or whatever product you're using. You can always mix. Just mix them in the lid of whatever you're doing. Okay, so now I have like a nice dusting coverage all over my face. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to contour. So again, I'm going to slide this down, especially for people who are new or don't have a lot of makeup experience. You don't want to slide down too much, maybe about that much, not quite as much as we did. And just take a little of whatever your dark shade is. That's too much. And you're going to kind of draw yourself a line, starting at the top of your ear and kind of come down like that, okay? So you can do that on both sides. And you can even do it a little bit around your forehead, like that. Then slide it all the way down and buff it out really hard. Like I always use too much. I definitely use too much there. But anyways, so less is definitely more when you're working with these. But I can buff that out later. Or I can go over it a little bit with like a lighter shade. Okay, so really, and if you're kind of give yourself, it actually looks good, like a bronzy look. You can do a little on the edge of your nose. You can do a little on the bottom of your chin. You can even blend a little bit down, which I sometimes recommend. Because to see how white my neck is, it's like so white. It's ridiculous. And that happens with a lot of us because it never sees the sun. Our chin kind of blocks it from seeing the sun. So I might do a little bit down onto my neck just to make sure that I have like a white face, but I have an even whiter neck, which is really obnoxious. So we're just gonna blend all of that. Okay, so now I have this like beautiful finished look, which is fantastic. And then the last thing that I do is then I just take a blush brush. If you need more help with other brushes, I'm looking for my blush brush. Let me see. I actually have designed a line of brushes, and you can find that. I'll post the link below, but I've actually designed brushes that are more affordable that mimic a lot of my MAC brushes for everything else. So if you need help with eye brushes, the other face brushes like blush brushes like this, then definitely go check that out. I have an online store, or you can just actually go to my website. I think there's a link to it right there. It's powderinkbeauty.com. Okay, so now I'm using this light pink blush called Love Cloud by MAC. And I put that on because I love pink cheeks. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this MAC lip liner called Hip and Happy. And I'm just gonna put a little bit, not a lot, really lightly. When you use a lip liner, you don't have to like push really hard and do a solid line. You can kind of use the edge of the liner and just kind of like smudge it on as like a little bit of a base color. And then I like this brand new Viva Glam color from MAC called Ariana Grande. And I'm gonna put that on. It's a little too plum for my liking, but that's okay. So I'm gonna put that on. And I'm gonna go over it with a peachy color called Boy Bait. And that's that. I'm ready to walk out the door. How fantastic is that? So if you have more questions specifically about the products that I used, feel free to message me or check in the comments below. And I would love to get you started on good brushes, good mineral powders, good skincare, all that stuff. So let me know, and I hope you enjoyed that and have a great day.